2 to 5 minutes from the movie. So you're going to pick, in Hitch, I'll show you, we'll pick like the very beginning of this movie today. And we're going to learn that first 2-3 minutes, that might be 3 minutes long. We're going to learn it totally and completely. We don't just go through the movie. You pick one scene and you learn it very, very deeply. If you're doing it at home, you would do this for maybe 2 weeks. The same scene, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Again, it also depends on your level, how difficult it is. But the main thing is learn it totally and completely. So the first thing we do is meanings. Step one is you take that first 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, that little piece of the movie, and you turn on the English subtitles. You can even turn on the subtitles for your own language if you have that. It'll just help you find the meaning of new words maybe. If not, use the English subtitles and a dictionary. So you'll be watching and you're just going to pause and write down any new words or phrases that you don't know. So you're like, what does that mean? If it's a slang phrase, you might need to ask somebody. Ask an American friend, or they have idiomatic dictionaries. So if you can actually look up slang and phrases in some little dictionaries or online. But the key thing is, at step one, you're just going to learn the vocabulary, basically. That's all you're doing, is just learning what is this, what does everything mean. So when you're practicing it, you know what it means. You can also make actions to help you remember the meaning of those phrases. We'll do that later. Okay. Step two is deep listening. So again, several times a day for that same scene, you're going to listen to it again and again. So what you would do is, now you have the phrases, you know them. You're going to review them. But you don't know them 100%. Probably you have to, what does that mean again? And if you hear it very quickly, maybe you need a minute to remember it. So what you have to do is, you got to rewind that scene, and then you play it again. You could even pause after every sentence if you need to. You play a sentence, and you're just trying to understand. Do I understand everything? Yes. Play again. Keep going. Pause. Did I understand everything? No. What is that word again? You can look in your notebook. Oh yeah, and remember it. And then keep going. You get to the end of the scene, rewind it, back to the beginning, and again play it bit by bit by bit. Each time you probably can play more of it until finally you rewind it, you're playing the whole scene, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and you're understanding all of it. You don't have to stop and your understanding is very easy at this point. And that might take a week, I don't know, it depends. It might take 1 day, it might take an hour, it might take 3 hours, it might take 6 or 7 total hours. It just depends on the movie, how difficult it is, and it depends on your own level. Alright, so after you do all of that, now you know all the phrases, and you can listen to that scene and you understand it easily, right? You can listen and you can hear it, your listening is good. So you got the vocabulary and then you got the listening. Step 3, the next thing you'll focus on is pronunciation. So that's when, which we'll do today, you start at the beginning, you play a sentence, and then you start focusing on different parts of pronunciation. So the first thing we do is we focus on rhythm, which I talked about last week. Rhythm is like a drum. Boom, 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 boom. When do you pause? When do you don't? When do you stretch things out? When are the words really short? And I've done this in different ways. I've had people drum. I've had people just hum. But the rhythm is just so. For example, let's say you get one sentence. You play the first sentence and you pause, and then you're just listening to only the rhythm. You're not going to focus on anything else. So let's say the movie Fight Club. You guys have Fight Club, right? So say you're watching the movie Fight Club, and Brad Pitt says, "There are 3 rules to Fight Club." Okay? So what you would do, the first thing, rhythm. What's the rhythm of that? You're not focused on the up or down, the pitch. Oh. We're not focusing on that. You're not focusing on how loud or soft it is. It's just the rhythm. So there are 3 rules of Fight Club. Ba-ba-bum, bum, ba-bum, bum. You could even do it. right? That's the rhythm. And what you would do then is you would go sentence by sentence for the movie, and you could drum it or hum it, and only the rhythm. This is so super important. Like in Japanese, for example, I always use this example because Japanese rhythm is so different. And a big problem with the pronunciation of native Japanese speakers is just the rhythm. They think it's some sound. They always, oh, I can't say the L sound or the R sound. But the real problem is that the rhythm sounds weird. They're using a Japanese rhythm for English. Their rhythm is a little more, kind of more steady, and English is not. So this is a big part, is just getting the rhythm down. And as you start getting the rhythm of English more and more, people will understand you much better. It will help a lot. But that's not all. After you do rhythm, you might focus on rhythm 1 day or 2 days, maybe for 30 minutes, an hour total. Then next, you'll focus on intonation. So intonation is pitch. This is like singing. This is like ah, and then it's going down. Oh, it's the frequency, the high or the low of the language. Again, some languages go up and down a lot. Some languages, like certain Chinese languages, the tone gives a meaning. So there's really specific tones, like Thai. Other languages, like Japanese, they do not go up and down very much. It tends to be more steady. Compared to English, it sounds more flat. They're not rising and falling. It sounds a little strange to hear a Japanese person doing that too much. So, you've got the rhythm. The next thing you do, you rewind, you play a sentence. Now you're only focused on the pitch. This is where you can really hum. This is humming, right? You're not saying words. You're just and you're just gonna listen to the and you're going to exaggerate it, make it extra strong. So again, there are 3 rules to Fight Club. So it'd be like Can you hear that? So again, you're just starting to recognize with your ears, where is he going up and where is he dropping. And you're going to go through, you'll play the next, rule 1 is, you'll play the next sentence and you'll go, and you'll really try to hear and exaggerate, make it stronger than the actor saying it. Going up a lot and going down a lot. Really make it strong. And it's just like you're kind of singing it now. Now you're just like a singer and you're singing the movie scene. There are 3 rules to Fight Club. There are 3 rules to Fight Club. And make it really strong. Go up higher than normal, down more than normal. You'll do that for a few days, maybe a few hours. And then finally, the last thing is you put it all together. And now you become an actor. Now you imagine, I am Will Smith. Or I am Julia Roberts, or I am whoever you want to be. And, okay, my job is to be the character, to be exactly like this character in the movie. So, you'll use the same rhythm, of course. You'll use the same pitch. But now you're adding emotion and your face and the body movements. If the actor is in the scene, and you see them moving, if they're moving like this, like Brad Pitt is not in that movie, he's a fighter, right? He's tough, really tough guy. So he does not do this. There are 3 rules to Fight Club! Right? He's not standing like this. It's totally unnatural, it's weird. He's standing strong like this, he's like, ah! And he's like really tough, strong, loud guy. Well, if that was the movie you were using, you would want to be exactly like that. You'd get your body like his, you'd watch the movie and you'd say, oh yeah, he's doing this, and now he's moving his arm like this. You would move your arm the same way. You would especially study their face. Very important to study how the actor's using their face. You do the same. There are 3. If he looks angry, then you need to, do this and look angry. If that character or the actor looks very sweet, then you should do that too. And you're trying to get the full emotion, all of it, the pauses, the tone, the rhythm, the words, and the feeling all together. And now you're creating that character. And all of that together, if you do this, it really is going to help your pronunciation a lot. Now, I don't know if it's going to, help your pronunciation in 1 week or, 4 months or something in between, but if you do this regularly, when you do this, let's say 15